Good afternoon, all. I am Idhant Manocha, a fellow student of Aditya's at the Indus International School, Pune. It's my pleasure to be a part of this World Student Innovation Summit and to introduce Mr. Manish Panchal to you, a business leader, management thinker, and a consulting expert of the chemicals and pharmaceuticals industry. Mr. Panchal is a member of the India leadership team of DuPont Sustainable Solutions and a board member of the IL and FS AMC. As the author of the book, Define Your Orbit, he draws the reader into real life situations. The book equips readers with tools and techniques, aligning thoughts, words, and actions. A must read for those who want to discover themselves. Amongst his social commitments, Mr. Panchal is a trustee of an NGO focused on geriatric care skills training and someone who's raised funds for the leukemia patients. As a certified laughter leader, we look forward to hearing him share his humor with us. Mr. Manish will speak on the topic, Is social media making fast forward generation Gandhiji's fourth monkey? Mr. Panchal, welcome and the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Great. Am I, because on my screen I can see only the slide shared. So, yeah, okay. So is it visible now? Hi. So, good to see a great panel. I was fortunate to get a little early. So, Dr. Bhimraya is a close friend and a mentor. Thanks to Rahul from ASMA and Dr. Sandeep for inviting me on this wonderful occasion. I would like to start before my talk, take a cue from what just Dr. Bhimraya concluded about success and failure. So I take it this way, the opposite of success is not the word failure, but we should actually change that thinking from the angle that opposite of success is learning, because my view is that learning happens when people actually fail. When you succeed, it's no learning, very little learning, but when you fail you learn more, and hence we should think about how we can start positioning failure as a learning, and opposite of success is learning. With that, let me start my talk about is social media making uh, this fast forward generation, that is the current generation who's so much glued on media, social media, and mobile phone, as Gandhiji's fourth monkey. We all know Gandhiji's three monkeys, right? Bura mat suno, bura mat socho, bura mat kaho. So that's the topic of the day. And some of it I have linked it to my talk in the book also, which is connected to this. So, no life on this earth is born without a purpose. I'm sure we all agree, right? We as humans have unique ability to think, and our brain is indeed a supercomputer, only if we know how to use it. Now, we have a great software and a great hardware, but to manage this great software and hardware, the big question is, do we have an operating manual? So the attempt of my book is to give a personalized operating manual to each and every individual. So Define Your Orbit is primarily a self-help book, not the shelf-help book for all generations, but the way it is written is focused on the fast-forward generation. Well-established research and finding says that we use less than 2% of our potential. Even genius like Einstein use only about 8 to 15% of their potential capacity. And our conscious mind is only 10%, of which we use just fraction. And most people don't know how to achieve or activate this 90% of subconscious mind. 95% of the people in the world don't know what they want in life. 3% know what they want but don't know how to achieve it. 1% know and achieve their goal but can't enjoy what they have achieved, because they have either achieved at the end of their lives or have fallen sick achieving it. And only less than 0.1% or 1% know, achieve, enjoy, and have achieved. I think I have some of the panelists and few members who've invited in this one person. So thank you for that. And this is a source of inspiration for many who are listening to this talk today. So it is no wonder that most of us are on autopilot and are often not aware of what our dreams or aspirations are. But then, how does one decide what is their dreams and aspirations are? As the saying goes, it is easier to wake up someone who's sleeping, but difficult to wake up someone who's pretending to sleep. What I mean is, when I say this, we know what is right and what is wrong for all of us. Individually, personally, we know. Still, often due to misalignment of what we think, what we say, and what we do. And this misalignment is primarily, again, not just our fault, but it's because of a lot of external pressure. We opt for suboptimal choices and underperform or underutilize our true potential. So today, as we speak, there's so much of things or change happening all around us that is not in our control. And that brings in high level of uncertainty. Let me give you an old example. Like 20 years back, nobody ever imagined the kind of change or transformation or disruption internet and mobile technology can bring in our lives. Forget that. Currently, last 6 months, all of us are experiencing COVID pandemic. And over past 6 months, the kind of changes that has happened in our life during lockdown, while we are unlocking down, we see a huge disruption in our normal way of working, living. And these changes has made convenience and instant gratification as a new normal. In fact, it was already there, but it has expedited primarily because of the current situation. And our daily lives have changed. Similarly, I see that our future as humans is going to be very different due to future digital disruptions through Internet of Things, machine learning, artificial intelligence, robotics, and all these would be augmented with the help of launch of 5G. 5G, we all know, not the Gandhiji or Guruji part of it, this is 5G technology. So with higher and higher digital influence, I think our future is going to be more moving towards from human to humanoid. So turning our reality into a mixed reality platform, making us more and more gadget dependent. So with this increasing dependency on digital and social media, convenience and comfort, increase in some aspects of complexity is going to, bring in especially some changes in our behavior also. So now, with this as an overall background, if we look at ourselves and ask, what are we confronting on day-to-day basis? Aren't we confronting serious competition, high peer pressure? Do we feel that everyone around us is aspiring to be one up or show off? And do we feel that today most of us have got hundreds and thousands of friends, uh, hundreds of likes and followers on Insta, Twitter, but none of them or very few of them are true friends with whom you can actually share our inner secrets. We are actually, seeing a rise in FOMO, which all we know is fear of missing out. But in turn, we are also getting into a situation of SAD, that is stress, anxiety, and depression, which is increasing. And I observe that people are seeking constant validation and affirmation on social media 24 by 7. And this fast forward generation hides their problem behind selfies and memes. So while there are several new opportunities opening up due to technology changes, and also we need to be alert about it and capitalize the same. As we just saw young Turks showing their capabilities and having more focus towards their personal development and living a purposeful life, where we saw a huge innovation by the young Turks. So, friends, let's wake up to a new dimension of life, new way of thinking. Especially, this message is for fast forward generation. So, let me share few simple tips. The first one is test of laziness. So, how do you test whether you are lazy or not lazy? So, check what time you actually wake up and what time you actually get up. What I mean here is that many of us put an alarm for wake up, right, on daily basis, or when some important meeting or the college or trip is there, we put an alarm. Now, when we put an alarm, we put it, when it rings, do we put it on snooze or we get up in a first ring, second snooze, third snooze? So that's the point I'm trying to. So you woke up at the first ring, but you got up from your bed. So waking up is a mental wake up, and getting up is a physical wake up from the bed. And that gap is bigger, reflects that the laziness in your body is higher, and you are not enough or motivated enough to have your day start very fresh. So that is something which one need to think about. Wake up and get up and test of laziness. You can do it by yourself. People who don't need alarm are awesome. I don't want to boast, but from my seventh standard, my parents have never woken me up. I've been traveling like 20 days a month. Unfortunately, because of COVID, it's difficult, but catching flights early morning, very rarely I put an alarm, but 8 out of 10 times I'll get up 15 minutes before my alarm goes. That's the learning which I have put in my book also, and which one need to think about. All of us, we agree that have limited resources, just 24 hours, and it's up to us how we use that. We know what we sow will define what we reap. So here, when I say what we sow is our action, and what we reap is the result. So I have observed many of our youth while away their time on social media. I call it so me, social media, and a lot of time, especially on video games, Dream 11, or of course it's a betting stuff, but PUBG and variety of things. I don't
Sorry to
say,
interrupt, sir. We
yeah,
have a minute to wrap up.
I think I just took 9 minutes.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was given 15 minutes, so I prepared for that.
Okay, okay,
I'll
okay.
take 15 minutes if you don't mind. Otherwise,
Sure,
it will
sir,
be
sure.
abrupt. Yeah. Thank you. So it is observed that what you sow, what you reap, right? So I'm not saying that we don't play or we don't do social media, but you can be mindful about it and plan your structure in that fashion, so that other meaningful activities are also aligned in 24 hours. All of us have heard, which I just mentioned about Gandhiji's three monkeys, Bura mat dekho, Bura mat suno, Bura mat bolo. In that picture, we see monkey putting their hands close to eyes, ears, and mouth. And unfortunately, today, if we see that the monkey is holding the hand, so that's the, I don't know if it's visible, but that's part of my book, Define Your Orbit. And that's what I was talking about. So there are so many things uh, available on the same medium, and be judicious by your choice, becoming something you want to be, and then it comes. So uh, one thing I would recommend is that there are a lot of free courses available, a lot of motivational and inspiring things available on internet. Be a conscious lifelong learner. So you have now split your screen time besides your education, games, and adding some more lifelong learning parts. You like it or not, I would also recommend that do go outdoors, play physical games, go for a trek, do photography, be with nature, enjoy experiencing hardship by design. Because this is something which I always tell a lot of privileged kids, that we need to choose hardship by design. Sleep one, what I mean by that, sleep one night without a pillow at least once a month, one night without a fan at least once a month, one night without food, because there are millions of people living this life on daily basis. With this experience, you will not only feel good or experience the hardship, but also feel humble towards those who are suffering and contribute back to these people if possible. I urge all parents, teachers, and students who are attending this session of mine to take this note very seriously. The third part I'm talking about is digital detox, where you give yourself mobile or internet free time. And I just recommended few ways of doing it, and do it by design. Finally, I would like to share before I close my personal quote from the book which I've published, Define Your Orbit. I say we are all blind as we do not do good things or see good things. Instead, I would say pretend to be blind and don't see bad things. We are all deaf as we don't listen to good words. Instead, pretend to be deaf and don't hear bad words. We are all dumb as we don't speak good things or nice things. Instead, pretend to be dumb if you can't speak good words. So, on this note, for this Gandhi Jayanti, my humble request is to all of you that remember what I just shared, three key points, and also try to be Gandhiji's fourth monkey, who is what I recommend, that listen good things, speak good things, and see good things. And wish you all the best. Don't be Gandhiji's fourth monkey, who's all the way on the social media. Thank you very much. Sorry, but then I just try to shrink by 3 minutes.